My name is Colin, also known as Cowboy Colin. You can find me on all the social medias and all that fun stuff. But I'm from Michigan, all right? Some of you guys heard about me today. Some of you guys got to meet me. Thank you. But from Michigan, and love my state. It's one of the most beautiful states. I think Tennessee is beautiful as well, but I love me some Michigan. Up in Michigan, I launched a seamless gutter business 7.5, almost 8 years ago now. And the rest was history, right? I was in supply, right? I was supplying roofing, seamless gutters, windows, siding, all that good stuff. And I just saw a need. I was like, shoot, if I just answer my phone and show up, I can double my income right now. I was making like $45,000 a year. And I did that. First year, I took a risk. I had a 6-month-old kid at home. My wife was a stay-at-home mom. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go for it, right? The rest is history. It took me 2 or 3 years to really figure out what building a business was. I just kind of ran it like a cowboy, for lack of a better term, and I shot everything from the hip, right? Every bit of money the business got, I was spending it on whatever I wanted to, right? Like that was business ship for me. And it took a little bit, and one of my now actually really good friends, Josh Latimer, I had no idea he lived in the same city as me. But really, really crazy story on how that all worked out. But one of my buddies was like, dude, you got to listen to this podcast. I started listening to it. Long story short, you mentioned he lived in Ludington, Michigan once. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was a youth pastor at the time. And I'm sitting in and I'm preaching one day. And one of the kids gets up to go to the bathroom. And in the back of his shirt says Latimer. And I was like, no way. And sure enough, it was his boy. I got to meet Josh that night. And we've been really good friends ever since. But I started learning about business from the great Josh Latimer. Sorry, I got to put this down so y'all can continue seeing stuff. So that's it. So my presentation today, I want to teach you guys about how to make more money than a doctor, even if you have no capital. All right? I'm going to teach you guys how to get into the gutter industry with no capital, how I did it with $750. That was the capital that I had when I started my company. All right? So what this isn't, all right, before we go all crazy deep into what this is, I want to tell you what this isn't, all right? This is not me trying to get you to quit your existing services. We've got a lot of window cleaners in here, right? Window cleaners, raise hands. All right, yeah, we got a lot of window cleaners in here. What else do we got? Pressure washing? Okay, perfect. Anything other than windows and pressure washing in here? Christmas lights. That makes sense. Okay, right. It is a huge, what's that, carpet cleaning? You do carpet cleaning as well? Awesome. Okay, so I'm not trying to get you guys to quit those services, all right? Those are great services. I'm not trying to get you to quit those. This is not a franchise, all right? Gutter Launch is not a business name that you guys are going to buy into and you're going to start a Gutter Launch franchise. It's not it at all, all right? I'm not trying to take your money for the rest of your life, all right? That's not what this is at all. It is also not a get-rich-quick scheme, all right? There will be a little bit of work that you have to do. Now, I've made it really, really easy for you, but it's not going to be, hey, I give you this much money and I get this much money back. You still got to do some things, all right? And it is not me making any income claims, all right? I can get in big trouble doing that, but I will give you some real-life examples. I've got some Gutter Launch members in here right now, and I can give you real-life testimonials from them, what they did their first month, what they've done 3 months in, all that good stuff, all right? So what is this then, all right? This is a business built for you, all right? If you guys came by our booth, you saw the biz built for you, a business in a box, all that good stuff, all right? This is a business built for you. Now, this is not mentorship, coaching, right? I'm not trying to sell you guys into coaching. We're going to sign 100 people up here this week, these 2 days, and I can't coach 100 people, all right? It's just not enough of me to go around. But what we can do is build it so well that you don't need me, all right? And that's what we've done. Coaching is done with you, and what I've done is done for you, all right? So everything that we've built, I've done through the lens of, can my 7-year-old son do it? If the answer was ever no, I redid it and made it as simple as we possibly could. Guys, I teach you how to wind up an extension cord, all right, on a reel, all right? That's how simple I made this entire program, all right? I'm going to teach you guys about the meso model and what that is and why it's important and how you have to do that in your business. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that meso model, all right? I'm going to show you guys, get your notepads out, get your everything out, because I'm going to give it all to you, all right? You guys don't have to buy anything today, right? If you don't buy it, you just got to build it yourself, right? But if you buy it, it's already built for you. Here you go, all right? So that's that. I'm going to shed a light on the opportunity in the seamless gutter industry right now, all right? It is blowing up. There's so much opportunity. I've got Wes in here who just transitioned from window cleaning to, welcome, Christian. I'm glad you made it, bud.
Got lost a little bit.
Did you? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you made it, man. We got Wes who transitioned from window cleaning, exited his window cleaning company, started Seamless Gutters, and he's doing more per month than he ever did with his window cleaning company. That was almost 3 years old. Yeah. So almost 3 years old, right? It is extremely, extremely lucrative, and there are a lot of people that need it. And it's something that every home needs to protect their foundation, all right? I want to certify a very small group of you guys and work directly with you, like I have with Wes, right? Like I do with Eric as well. I want to certify a small group of you guys to be gutter launch experts, because at the end of the day, gutter launch, it's in its infancy stage, all right? We are just ramping everything up. We're getting amazing results already, but it's going to outgrow the team that we have, and I need to bring on more members, right? I need people who know this thing inside and out and want to help other people like I do. All right, that's it. That's that. I want to show you how to make more money than a doctor and not spend 10 years in school and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Right? Everybody loves that, right? All right. And then how to get paid while with family, traveling, sleeping, all that stuff. All right. Everybody wants to get paid while they're sleeping. Everybody wants to get paid while they're here. Who's getting paid while they're here right now? All right. We got a handful of you guys. All right. All right. So that's a beautiful feeling, all right? I'm getting paid too, to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars a day, all right? I'm going to show you guys exactly how we do that. And I want to show you how to, lastly, give bigly, or win bigly, and give bigly. All you guys got shirts today that say win bigly on them, all right? The win bigly is my mantra right now, because I've got aspirations to give away homes, all right? I want to give away homes to the single mom of 3, right? The widowed military mom, right? Or what? Like, I want to give homes away to those people, and this is how I'm going to do it, right? I want to give bigly. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about a nonprofit that I support in all of my businesses. Actually, I'm just going to do that right now. This gal's name is Sherry, and it's called Forward Human Trafficking, all right? I hate human trafficking with a passion, and I cannot serve in that because she goes into homes. She flies herself into communities, teams up with a group of people, and they go on they call them big searches. And they'll go in for 3-4 days, and they will find and rescue 10 to 20 children every single time they go into these towns. She does this twice a month, right? Cost her about $500 to fly there and back, and that's what I support. We give to that every single month. My wife has gone on some of these trips with her. It is very, very nerve-wracking for me, right? For me, it's really easy because I usually have my 9 on me, right? It'd be fun to go there and do that, but I can't do it because it would be too hard for me to not physically abuse some individuals in this world and the dirty things that they do, right? So that's it. I want to give really, really bigly. I have dreams of giving everything that I have away, right? My kids are not going to inherit anything other than my ranch, my property. That is it. I will not give them a business. I will not give them a bunch of money. I don't think that is how generational wealth happens, right? So we're going to give everything that we have away. So who else wants to give everything that they have away? Who else wants to win bigly? All right, say, I want to win bigly. Let's go. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks for playing full out. All right, guys, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I'm going to get you guys interacting with me a little bit. And I just ask that you play full out with me. All right, that's it. All right, because I'm going to give you everything that I have. My voice is torched from today. I've talked to half of you I've been talking nonstop for the last 6 hours. So I'm exhausted, but I'm going to give you everything that I have, all right? So why do we do what we do, right? We all showed up here at Huge, right? And we did it under the guise of, I want to grow my business, right? And at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a lie, all right? We're here to learn and consume more knowledge, but the truth is, half of us won't implement any of this stuff, right? I've done it. Who's gone to a convention before, learned a bunch of stuff, and then goes back and, oh crap, I got to clean this window. Oh crap, I got to do this. And you completely forget about everything. You got a cool booklet, a notebook, and you never look at it again, right? And then you get slow in the wintertime, and you're like, all right, cool. Oh, it's nice to breathe again. I got nothing to do. All right, I got nothing to do. And you completely forget about that notebook that's sitting in your desk or whatever, right? We've all done that, all right? So we all come here, we want to grow, but the action that we take doesn't equal the money that we're spending to be here, all right? But what we really, really want is more time and money to do what we want to do. All right, we're not here to grow our business. We're here because we want to grow our business so that we can do this. All right, it's just a means. Your business, a phrase that I've coined. All right, my business is nothing but a tool to build the life that my wife, myself, and Christ have designed. All right, that is it. That is all my businesses are. All right, I've got a lot of businesses, and that's all that we do. Right? My wife and I have nonprofits. We have all these other things. Those are our real whys, right? These are all just funnels towards that, to support those things that we're placed on this earth to do, all right? I'm not going to shy away from that, all right? So that's why we do what we do, and you all started your businesses for a similar reason, right? If you guys know your why, I want you to be thinking about that. If you don't know your why, I want you to really start thinking about that right now, all right? So your why is pivotal. Something that we need to do more in home service businesses is follow the model of these big tech companies. All right, we've got guys like Elon Musk and Tesla, Steve Jobs or whoever runs it now, and Apple. Right, these companies, they follow this crossing the chasm pattern. All right, so when businesses like that start, right, we have like the slight uptick of these are like the super fans. The people are like, oh yeah. Green energy, right? I love an electric car. This is so amazing. I'm jumping behind this. This is the best thing since sliced bread, whatever, right? And so they start growing their business a little bit then, right? But that is a very, very small portion of the revenues and the money that they make over the lifetime of the business. When they start making the big money is when they cross the chasm, all right? They cross the chasm, and this is where the whole product solution comes out. So right now, Tesla, they've got their 3 models or 4 models, whatever it is, and they are selling like crazy. All right, we see Teslas all over the place now, right? They have crossed that chasm, and they're now a mainstream vehicle. They're competing with Ford, Chevy. They might not be the same price, but they're competing with Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, all those cars, right? Because they've crossed that chasm, and they're now in the stage of business where they are doing the most business that they will ever do, right? And this section of business here can go 6 months. It can go a year, it can go 10 years, it can go 20 years, right? Until they do something really, really stupid, and then this will happen, all right? Like Bud Light, okay? All right, so we've done things like that. We've seen things like this in real life marketing, all right? So I want to teach you guys about the vehicle change, all right? I mentioned Josh Latimer and how he's one of my really, really good friends, and this is something that he teaches on us, so I want to give him credit on that. I live in Michigan, all right? I could have walked down here to Nashville, all right? That would have taken me a long time, but I would have made it, all right? It would have really sucked carrying my 5-year-old the whole way, but especially in this heat, because it was just as hot up there as it was down here. But it would have really sucked, but I'd have gotten there, all right? Walking is like being an employee, all right? You're kind of capped on what you can and can't do. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my employees, right? But they will never make the amount of money that I do simply because they're an employee of my company. They will make a bunch of money, and it will work really, really well for them. But they're handicapped, right? There is a cap on it. Then you have bicycle, right? You can hop on a bike. You can go a little bit faster. I could have biked from Michigan to Nashville, all right? And I would have gotten here a little bit faster. But bicycling is like, you guys are going to hate me for this because there's a lot of you in here. It's like window washing, all right? It's a low ticket item, and majority of you guys are on the truck for the rest of your life, all right? And I'm not saying that derogatory, all right? That's just statistics, right? Window cleaning is a low ticket, and many of you guys end up staying on the truck your whole life, unless you're this guy here, all right? So he still gets out and cleans a few windows every now and then, but it's on a bicycle, right? You're still going to get to your destination, right? You still can have some free time, right? But you're still on a bicycle, right? Then I'm going to put in here driving a car, all right? Driving a car, you got some AC, right? You don't have to deal with 108 degrees in whatever 127% humidity that we have in Nashville right now, right? You get to get in a car and you get to drive, right? And you're going to get there a lot faster. This is I could drive from Nashville, or from Michigan to Nashville. That's actually what I did, right? Because I had a bunch of booth stuff I had to bring down here. But you take a car, you're going to get there. You're going to get there pretty darn fast, all right? This I'm going to equate to like a pressure washing business, all right? It's a little bit easier than window cleaning to scale it because you have a higher average ticket. You can get to that $1 million, $1.5 million mark a little bit easier because you can serve less clients, make more money per hour, all those good things, all right? But many of those window cleaners get stuck riding in that fast lane, not passing anybody, all right? Does that make sense? Everybody's tracking with me right now? They get stuck in that $800,000 to $1 million range, and they're like, crap, I can't hire a general manager or an operations manager because I don't have the funds for it, but I also, I can't grow anymore because I don't have any more time to invest in my company, right? I'm running 60, 70 hours a week, and I can't do this, right? They're right at that chasm, right? They got to jump that chasm that we were talking about earlier, okay? So then we have the airplane, all right? Who here knows airplanes can fly over water, right? So you can now travel anywhere in the U.S. and the entire world, all right? So pretty freaking cool that you can go overseas in that, all right? The airplane is the seamless gutter industry, all right? Right now, we have trucks doing $25,000, $30,000 a week. This is our average with gutter launch trucks, all right? National average, gutter trucks are doing $10,000 to $12,000 a week. All right, Gutter Launch teaches them how to be the most efficient, how to sell for premium pricing, and how to make customers really happy and give you a bunch of referrals to serve their neighbors. All right, so the airplane will get you there really fast. All right. So I was at an event, and this is I'll just share some really personal stuff. All right, one of my coaches, I pay him $40,000 a year. All right. The first time I paid him $40,000 a year, I did not have it. All right, I am a hobby real estate guy as well. I'm actually selling all of that right now, so I can focus 100% on Gutter Launch. But I had to refinance one of my properties in order to pay him this $40,000. Right? Some of you guys are like, "You're an idiot," right? But you know what? I paid him that $40,000. I went to his first event, and within 30 minutes, I was walking and talking with a guy worth $500 million. All right. I show up to this event, and this dude's like, "Hey, man, let's walk and talk." About 5'9", 250 pounds of solid muscle. His name is Law Payne. He's got $2-3 million worth of jewelry on him at all times, right? Because his why, he came from the inner city, all right? He came from the inner city. He beat the odds, all right? He's like, I didn't hang out with my friends. I hung out with the nerdy white kids because I didn't want to go down the track that my friends were going down, all right? I hung out with the nerdy white kids because that's what I needed to be doing at that time. I had a wrestling coach that saved my life, that took me under his wing, that picked me up every morning, brought me home every night for wrestling practice. I owe so much to him, right? My why, I want to help people get out of this. And how do I help them? I got to appeal to them. This jewelry appeals to them, all right? That's why I wear this jewelry. That's why I have 7 Lambos, all right? So that I can appeal to the people that I want to help save, right? And I was like, holy crap, I got to redefine my why. Like, this is deeper, right? And then how, not just define it, but then how do I appeal to those people, right? So that was really cool to be in that room. I went from being at events like this where, at that point I had a $3 million business, right? And I was one of the bigger guys, right? I was a Conquer coach, and I had all the authority that I thought I needed, right, in the home service industry. And I put myself in this room where I was the poorest person, all right? But at this event, that was one of the smaller things that I learned, all right? One of the biggest things that I learned, my good buddy Tim, he got up there. So at these masterminds, you get up there and you share something that's working really good in your business, something you're struggling with in your business, all right? So Tim gets up there and he goes, well, guys, I'm really not struggling with anything. The only thing that I got going is I'm going to share, I don't build anything myself, all right? Now, pardon my French. I'm going to quote him word for word. He goes, I just steal y'all's shit. I don't know why you guys try and build all this shit. I just steal it from you, and I sell it. If you sell it for $100,000, I'm going to sell it for $200,000. How much money do I make then? $100,000. Yeah, I just steal everybody's shit. And I'm like, okay. And so I got to do a walk and talk with him. He's like, yeah, why would I try and build something better than this guy who's a professional at it? Why would I try and build a website better than this guy? Why would I try and build a program better than this guy, right? Why would I do that? I don't know how to do that. He goes, but I know how to talk to people. I know how to help people. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to steal their shit and sell it for them. That's it. And that's what he does. So it's affiliate marketing if you want to put a term on it, but that's what he does, right? And So we do this in our home service businesses, all right? We're all learning that our time is really valuable, am I right? So we hire guys to build our website, right? Some of us do. Or some of us, when we just start and we're bootstrapping it, right? We start our window cleaning business, all right? Then we also become a website guy, all right? And then we also become a review platform guy. We try competing with Nice Job, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world because they start $75 a month, right? We try learning Facebook ads, which is a horrible idea because there's so much that you can do wrong with Facebook ads. I just lost, and I was actually click, call, sell. Had one of their clients attacked, or whatever it's called, and I lost my Facebook account. Right? It just disappeared. Boom, all my ads gone. I had to start a whole new Facebook account. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. I couldn't do Facebook ads, right? That crap can happen to you because you don't have the protections. Click, call, sell has all the protections. They have an inside guy at Facebook, and it still took 6 weeks for me to get it back, all right? I don't have an inside guy at Facebook, all right? I'm sorry, I'm not buddies with Zuckerberg. And Google Ads, same situation, all right? Just as hard to deal with as Facebook, right? We become Google Ads guys, and then we start looking for coaches. All right, I need a coach. I need somebody to tell me what to do, right? Well, that's great. So a coach can tell you what to do all day long, right? But you still got to do it, all right? Let me see, is this the right slide? Simply put, steal everything. All right, guys, steal it all. I want to show you guys this diagram that I built. So don't try and build stuff yourself, all right? Hire a professional to do it. You guys focus on your business and your business only, all right? And here's why, all right? This can apply to so many different areas of business. Pardon my incredible drawing, all right? So we've got Payne Island over here, all right? And this is shark-infested waters, all right? And over here we got a sunny beach, all right? This is the island that you want to be on, all right? So over here on Payne Island, all right, this can be, we'll say you're self-employed, all right? You're stuck on the truck. You can't see a way off of it, all right? But you got to find a way over here, right? The mistake a lot of us make is we go to YouTube. We hire a coach. We buy a course, right? Whatever, that tells us what to do, all right? Well, telling us what to do is great, right? But you're barely staying alive on Payne Island. You got these sharks jumping over and you're dodging sharks and stuff, right? It's hard enough to stay alive and stay afloat, let alone try and figure out how to build a bridge over here, right? So why do we hire these coaches? Why do we hire and buy these courses that just tell us what to do? Why won't we buy something that is already a bridge that can just be set here and all we have to do is walk across it, right? Why don't we do that? We can do that with our website. We can do that with Google Ads. We can do that with Facebook ads, right? But we think so small that, you know what, I got to find a way to do this so I don't have to pay that guy $150 a month. So I don't have to pay that guy $1,000 right now, right? And we put ourselves through misery in dodging sharks for God knows how long so that we can build it ourselves, so we can say, look what I did. I built that. And one of my favorite movie lines, Coach Carter, look at that bow. I did that. I tied that shit, right? Like, that's what we want to say about our bridge, right? We don't need to do that, all right? We're delaying it. The game of business is all about speed. It goes back to that airplane, all right? Can we go as fast as we need to be going, all right? That's the name of the game. We steal stuff every single day. All right, how many of y'all in here use gutter butter, Pat Clark stuff? All right, right here, you're actually stealing from his kids because it's not even his business, it's his kids. But, so we steal gutter butter. I use gutter cover every day, and I sell it as our own thing, all right? We steal gutter cover. We steal chemicals. Y'all use SH in here, right? I don't care what brand you use, you're stealing it, right? It's a proprietary thing. Put a little flavor in it, make it smell cool. I don't care, right? You're stealing it from somebody, all right? Now, you're not really stealing it, you're buying it, all right? But you get the point, all right? So, what's that? Yeah. So yeah, we're taking stuff every single day, all right? That's what we need to be focused on in our businesses. What can we take off of our plates so that we can actually grow our business? Where can we buy a bridge so that we don't have to build a bridge? All right? Does that make sense? Everybody tracking with the bridge analogy? All right, perfect. Okay. So, you got to get resourceful in life, all right? Business is really, really hard, all right? We just talked about saving some money to buy the bridge versus trying to build it yourselves, right? We all know that we can save money by building it ourselves, but it's going to take a really long time. I don't know if any of you guys are bridge builders, but I am not, all right? So I use 0% interest credit cards all the time. I still use them, all right, guys? I'm worth tens of millions of dollars, right? I still use 0% interest credit cards. I got a $500,000 renovation going on in my house right now. $250,000 of it, 0% interest credit card, all right? That's how I live my life, all right? And I will do that for 12 months, 24 months, whatever it is. And then you know what? When that time comes up before the interest is about to hit, I'll look at it and be like, do I want to pay that off? Or do I want to just balance transfer it for a 3% fee to another one that's 0% for another 12, 24 months, right? I'll play that game, right? Now, I might be more risky than a lot of you, right? But that's how I started my business, actually, all right? I put all my small tools. I even bought my box truck. I knew this guy was struggling for money because I was in the supply world. So I went to him like, hey, you got a box truck you want to sell? He goes, yeah, man, $1,500 for this thing. I was like, cool. All right. Hey, I know you can't buy product from my supplier that I work at. So how about this? I'll buy that and I'll just pay for it with a credit card at the supply house. And then I get the title for it. He's like, oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Then I can buy a roof again. I got a roof coming up. Okay, cool. I solved his problem. All right. That's what I did. And then all my small tools, I went to Lowe's and I got their 12 months of 0% interest, right? Put it on that credit card. That's how I scavenged my gutter business. All right. I started it. I had $750 in my name, right? I had a 6-month-old kid at home. My wife stayed home, right? We had no money. All right. I went from making $42,000 a year or something like that to, all right, I'm going all in on this thing, right? And all I had to do was pick up my phone and show up. Right? And that's what I did. I busted my butt. I called every single contractor under the sun, roofer, landscaper, builder, HVAC guys, everybody that I could possibly think of, I marketed myself. All right? And that's what I did. I got resourceful to make stuff happen. We've all spent money that we didn't have to buy a tool that was going to save us a bunch of time, right? I don't know what water-fed poles are anymore. I know they used to be pretty expensive, right? What's that? Still are? All right, perfect. Right? I think they were like $400, $500. Is that something? 3,300. All right, cool. Even worse. All right. But you guys, thank you for making my point even better. All right. So you guys are washing windows, right? All right, cool, man. I'm doing this $300 job. I'm going to do what? 5 of those in a day? Is that realistic? Okay. All right. $1,500. All right, cool. If I buy this water-fed pole for $3,300, I can do 6 jobs in a day. Right? It's going to pay for itself in 11 work days. Cool. Awesome. Right? We do things like that. All right? You can put that on a 0% interest credit card for a month or put it on a credit card because the interest won't hit for a month anyways. Right? So we got to do those things. Spend money on print material. We got to spend money on print material. Right? We've all done it. Right? You got to buy shirts. You got to buy your hats. You got to buy whatever. Right? Your yard signs, your door hangers, all of that. Right? We find ways to do it because we need to make the phone ring. All right? So we do that. We hire that Facebook or Google Ads guy that crushes it in your industry. I've got one in here right now in the back. His name is Alex. This dude actually bought Gutter Launch because he only does ads for gutter businesses. But here's the deal. He doesn't just do ads. They actually book the appointment for you as well. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen because nobody else does it. So he's got a whole team that will literally double dial these customers 3 times a day to try and book an appointment with them for what, 6 days? 7 days, all right? 7 days. He's got a whole team that tracks all this, does all this for you, books the appointment, you just got to show up and sell it, right? That is his service, right? The best part is he's got like an initial setup fee, but then all the leads, you only pay as the leads come in. Right? It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Anyways, he bought this course so he could train his appointment setters way better so that they can actually ask questions to diagnose gutter problems for these people, right? So these people think that they're dealing with XYZ gutter company here, right? Hey, we're calling on behalf of XYZ gutter company, right? Even though they're located in Tucson or wherever they are in the country, right? Really freaking cool watching people just change industry like that. So you spend money, you get resourceful to do those things, all right? You got to find alternatives to what you're doing now, right? Because some of us can say what we're doing now doesn't work in this area, right? What we're doing here? Awesome, we're crushing it over here, but we got this one area. All of us have at least one area in business where we're like, this ain't working right. This could be better, right? Raise your hand if you got that area in your business. I know I do. I got an area. My sales manager position is horrible, right? I got to make a change there. Something's got to happen, all right? So we do that. Don't just take my word for it, all right, guys? I've got 2 people in here that have gotten crazy resourceful. Actually, 3. All right. So Alex, when he wanted to buy this thing, he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Right. He's like, I'm going to do all your Facebook ads. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do all your Google ads as well. And that's how I want to pay for this thing. And I want to show you that I can do this. If it doesn't work in 6 months, I'm going to have to pay you all the money. I was like, okay, cool. That works for me, man. Right? So he took it on. And then not only did he get me more leads in a weekend than my prior Facebook ads company was getting me, he's gotten me more in that month than I got in the last year from that prior Facebook ads company. All right. So he absolutely is murdering that game for me, and he's following through on that. So he got resourceful. He didn't have the money that he needed to put down on this course, on this program for his team. So he found a way. He solved a problem for himself and for me. All right. That's what you guys need to be taking away from an opportunity like this is, how can I be solving other people's issues? Right? When you solve other people's issues, they will pay you abundantly for it. All right. I got Wes in here. All right. Wes launched with us back in March or April. Wes had a window cleaning company in Salt Lake City. Sold it. Said, hey, I'm moving up to Boise and I want to do this gutter thing. I want you to teach me everything that you know. I said, hey, perfect, cool. I'm rolling out this gutter launch course. You can be my test dummy. And he was. And his very first month, he did $40,000 in revenue. Right, $26,000 of that was profit. I think it was like 38 or something like that. But a bunch of money. This guy made a ton of money, way more money than he had ever made in window cleaning. All right? Yep. All right. So way more money than he had ever made cleaning windows in his very first month. Again, in a new city that he had 0 connections in, and just went on to crush it. Now he's got techs. He's hiring his first sales rep. He's moving a little slower than I told him to, but he wants to do everything and just know his business intimately. So he's taking that route, and he likes doing the sales thing. So he drug his feet on hiring a sales rep. I told him to do that like 3 months ago because he could afford it. But he's getting there, all right? And then we got Eric Adank here, all right? Eric moved from Wisconsin and down to North Carolina. And he took this on so this guy, you've been in business for yourself, for 20 years? 15 years? Yeah. He's done everything that you can think of. Painting, construction, decks, everything, right? He's done it all. He was always self-employed, working 70, 80 hours a week, right? And he called me last year. He's like, hey, man, I'm looking at buying this gutter business. And I said, don't do it. That's a horrible idea. Like, you're going to pay way too much money for it. Well, we went and did it anyways. But he learned a lot about seamless gutter. He learned how to hang gutter. And he made money off of it, right? So it wasn't a horrible deal for him. But he could have just bought a gutter machine and a trailer and done the same thing. But anyways, he did it. And I was like, all right, cool. You didn't take my advice. Don't ask for it again. And then he did, 7 months later. He calls me up. He's like, dude, I need to change something about me. This isn't working. He goes, I love Jesus, right? I know my heart's in the right place, but I can't run a business like this. I can't keep running owner-operator. I'm doing something wrong. I don't know how to do it. I need somebody like you to show me how. I was like, well, fancy you should say that, all right? I got gutter launch. I'm rolling out my second bait around here, blah, 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 blah. He's like, well, here's the deal. Can I do it anywhere? And I was like, yeah. He goes, because we're thinking about moving from Wisconsin either to Florida or to North Carolina. And I said, pick which one. Because I can do it either. Yes, you can. So, long story short, he moved down to North Carolina a month ago. He finished just shy of 6 figures in his first month. He launched a business, showed up there, slung a bunch of yard signs, sold a bunch of stuff, and did 6 figures. The best part is he didn't touch a truck. He followed gutter launch. He hired technicians, put them through the training in gutter launch, and he never installed a seamless gutter for his own business. All right? Who here has done that? Started a new service, or started a business, and never done the thing? You did? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect. Yeah, that's worth a round of applause. I've done that, right? I've launched, all my new locations in all my states, right? When we launched roofing, I've never installed a shingle in my life. So, but these are people that are getting resourceful. Both of them. Wes had a little bit of money, right? He was able to figure things out, but you still had to borrow some money to get this thing going, right? Eric had no money, right? And he found a way to make stuff happen, all right? They had to get resourceful and find ways to do things that they knew needed to happen in their life, all right? I want to make sure I'm not missing anything on this because there's a lot of good stuff here. We often think about, getting resourceful, it's not just about the money, right? We got to think about the solutions that we can be providing for these people, all right? So anybody know the name Sam Brennan? It was like 200 years ago. Okay, all right, maybe not 200 years ago, but when everybody was moving west looking for gold, all right? Sam Brennan was the first millionaire in San Francisco. And he became the first millionaire not because he struck gold, but because he told everybody, there's gold in the American River, right after he went and bought all the pickaxes and all the sifters, and then he resold them to everybody. And he became a millionaire by selling people the dream, all right? And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be selling people their dream, right? Their home is their dream home, right? We need to be serving their dream home, making it last a lifetime, making it last their children's lifetime. Those things that the services we're offering are all really, really important, right? They all equal people being happier, all right? That's why McDonald's has a Happy Meal, right? It's a happy place, right? We think about that, and their marketing is off the wall. Their food is bottom of the barrel, but their marketing is incredible, all right? So, this thing is dying, I think. The recession, all right? Who's feeling any sort of recession here? All right, that's what I thought would happen, okay? According to Ned Davis research, 98.1% of businesses are in a recession right now, all right? We all know that there's talk of it. We've had 5 banks fail in 23 alone, all right? We had a bunch more fail in 2022. A recession is here. The reason y'all aren't feeling it right now is because when recessions happen, business or home people, construction, right? House maintenance, all that stuff, it's counter-cyclical. Anybody know what counter-cyclical means? All right. So what it means is when we hit a recession, there are things that don't actually recess. Things like tobacco, all right? People don't quit smoking because there's a recession, all right? They got to get their cigarettes, all right? People don't quit drinking. Alcohol will actually probably increase in a recession because people think they need it to get by, all right? So it's counter-cyclical. Construction is very much the same. New construction is not counter-cyclical, all right? People will quit building with new construction because interest rates, as you see in point 4, are much higher, all right? They can't afford to build new houses. But what they will do is invest into their current home, all right? They will take their current home and they will invest in it. They'll redo their bathroom because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like they're not going through a recession. They'll put the gutters on their home. They'll clean the windows before everybody shows up so they can say, hey, look, I'm clean, guys. I'm good, right? I'm okay, even though this bad thing is happening out in the world, right? And then we have the 3% inflation lie. We all know that that's a lie. I don't need to tell you guys that when you go to the gas station, or the grocery store, or any of that stuff. You guys can see that 3% is a huge lie from the government, all right? But the main point that you guys need to take away from that is that it is counter-cyclical, all right? When you are working and providing a service for people, you're able to keep working because they will invest in their home. Because with interest rates, who bought a house 2 years ago? You got a 3.5% or less interest rate, all right? If you bought a house this year, you're 6.5 to 7.5, all right? That much of a difference of 4%, when you could afford a $500,000 house at 3%, you can now afford a $400,000 house, all right? People are not going to sell their house to downgrade, all right? So they're going to put the money into their home. Did you also know that last year, 4.4 million new businesses opened up? All right, that means that 4.4 million people started valuing their time more than their money. All right, so they will pay you to show up and put seamless gutters on their house, pay you to show up and wash your windows, show you to pay up and wash your home. All right, they will do these things because it makes sense, because their time is now more valuable, because that's what we all tell ourselves. Right? I go out and I can make $300 an hour washing windows. I'm going to pay you $30 to change my oil. Right? Or whatever that might be. All right? We all do that. And that's a good thing, right? So 4.4 million new businesses equals 4.4 million new customers because they value their time more now. All right? So what do they need? They need your service, whatever that service is. House washing, window cleaning, gutters, whatever it is. All right? Lawn care. I would love to not have to mow my lawn ever again, but I got 6 acres and I actually sometimes enjoy it. So we get to be a solution specialist, all right? This is, again, relating back to Sam Brennan, all right? The best protection against a recession is increasing your talents, all right? When you increase your talents, you are becoming more valuable, all right? Does that make sense? When you have more to give, people will pay you more money, all right? Your talents can't be taxed. Who doesn't want to be taxed? I don't want to be taxed, right? The best part about it, your talents, they are not susceptible to inflation, all right? So they go, while inflation is happening, you actually become worth more money, all right? So if inflation is only 5%, guess what? You get to raise your prices 10%, all right? Because your talents are worth more money in this type of market, all right? And then Warren Buffett said, building a successful business is the best investment. That's why I mentioned I'm selling all my real estate, okay? I didn't build a business out of that. I thought passive income was cool. Well, my new seamless gutter locations will make me $30,000 a month versus this whatever fourplex I have making me $4,000 a month, right? Like, it doesn't make sense for me. I didn't build a big enough business in the real estate side to have it make sense. It requires too much of me. So I'm selling off all that stuff and going all in on the business that I know inside and out, right? And that's what I want you guys to do, all right? So how can you control the game, all right? You control the game by controlling the rain, all right? So how do we control the rain, right? How do we do it, all right? The best way to become a rainmaker is solve everybody else's problem and hang a seamless gutter up there to catch all the rain, all right? So who wants to be a rainmaker in here? Who wants to make it rain leads, make it rain money? I do. I'm going to make it rain, all right? I make it rain every single day. I told you guys, I'm up here doing this. My business is closed up now in all my states. Colorado's still opening. But businesses closed up pretty much everywhere, right? I made my money for the day while I'm here. But the point of this conversation, I want to recircle back to it, all right? I want to shed a light on the opportunity that exists in the seamless gutter industry, okay, guys? There is a huge need for professional seamless gutter companies, all right? Like 90% of seamless gutter companies are owner-operator who are booked out 7 weeks because they don't know how to get their crap together, all right? If you guys can show up like Eric is right now and saying, we'll get you done in 3 weeks, they're going to buy from you every time. That's how you do 6 figures in a month, right? You're not afraid to scale your business and get it done for your customers. You solve their problem right now. I want to show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to give you every single step of the way, all right? This isn't me coaching you. This isn't me telling you what to do. This is me showing you exactly what we did. You just got to implement it yourselves. Or you can pay us and make it happen, all right? And we'll be giving it all to you. You put your name and logo on it and it's done, all right? And then I want to certify a small group of you and work directly with you. If you guys want in and you want to work directly with me, like both Wes and Eric have, and see the results that they are seeing, right? We can do that, all right? But I can only work with a handful of you guys in your life, all right? So who are you? Is everybody in here a business owner? You're not, right? Are you the only any non-business owners? Just the one. All right, perfect. All right, but you're the gutter guy. You've done gutter before, and your boss is here like, hey, we're going to figure out how to do this thing, all right? So you can make me a bunch of money and make yourself a bunch of money, right? That's right. I like that. All right, so who wants to learn how to automate their business? Because this is not just for gutter, right? This, obviously, for gutter is amazing, but you can take this in your window, your carpet cleaning, your pressure washing business, apply everything that I'm going to teach you right now into it, and see a 10x result. Who's ready to automate their business? Let's go. All right, me too. Let's go. What we're going to cover, all right? We're going to cover the meso model, all right? This is marketing, making it rain, all right? We're going to make it rain with the marketing. We're going to go do admin. We got to catch that rain, all right? So when the leads start flowing in, we got to catch it. That's our admin's job, all right? We got sales, all right? Directing the rain to the proper places, all right? Our sales team goes in and directs them in the direction that they need to go, all right? And then we have ops, putting the water in the right places, all right? That's what we got to do. Then we have training and hiring, watching the water grow the team that you're building, all right, and grow it for the rest of your life, okay? Who here wants a team that they're going to grow for the rest of their life? I do too. That's what I have. I've got a team right now that is home just absolutely murdering everything, and it's awesome, all right? We need to change our mindset, all right? I gave you guys the price, and I know I told you it's going to be less than that, but you're still wondering in your head, I can't afford that, right? So we need to reframe that as how can I afford that, all right? How many windows do I need to clean to afford something like that? How many homes do I need to wash? How many carpets do I need to clean? How many Christmas lights do I need to hang, right? Whatever that is, whatever your thing is, That's what you need to start phrasing. How can I afford that? Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, this offer is just ridiculous, and my team's kind of pissed that I'm doing it, but that's all right. So how many of you guys did that just to get here? Like, I spent my last dollars to get to Huge Convention. Anybody in here like that? All right, my dude, thank you for being honest, all right? That is awesome. No, you're in the right place. I want to high five that, all right? Like, that is something to celebrate. You've only been in business how many months?
I've been in business for a while, but like I only took it seriously for like 6 months.
6 months, all right? Yeah, we don't count the part-time stuff you're doing on the weekends and whatever, all right? Like, we're counting the full-time business, all right? You've been in it for 6 months. Oh, excuse me. 6 months, all right? And he spent all of his money to get here because he knows that there's value in surrounding himself with people who know what they're doing, all right? So John Lennon once said, this story came out, he's a Beatles guy. He said, hey, guys, I want a new swimming pool, right? I'm doing this home remodel. I want to put a swimming pool in. And one of the other band members, pardon my illiteracy with the Beatles, but they're like, all right, cool. Well, let's write a pool then. And they were like, what? Yeah, all right, yeah, let's write a pool. So they wrote a song, and that made him a bunch of money, went to the top of the charts, and he got his pool, all right? So what is you guys' pool, right? What is something that you guys need to do? What is your pool that you need to write, all right? We can do that. For me, it's how many gutters do we got to hang, all right? That's it. Let's make an offer that people can't resist. All right, right now that offer, this is brilliant. I absolutely love it. We send out an EDDM, right? And it's 10% off of your gutter or 20% off if a neighbor buys as well, right? And so all the neighbors start chatting like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, hey, let's do this, right? And so they both go in, and then we get to do 2, 3, 4 jobs in the same neighborhood, and it's working like crazy right now. So that's an offer that we do, and then we hit them with a bunch of send gyms. I'm going to show you guys all that actually right now. So step 1, marketing, all right? Every door direct mail. This is the most expensive marketing that you can do, right, up front. All right. Now, this is my first year doing it, so I'm still testing all of this out. So I don't necessarily recommend every door direct mailers. So if you got to nix anything on this, you nix number 1. All right. But yard signs, absolute must. Having your vehicles wrapped, absolute must. And you don't need to fully wrap them. Just put a logo on them. Right. Don't do a magnet because that looks cheesy, but put a logo on it. All right. Door hangers. You got to have door hangers. You got to go to all the neighbors of the people that you're quoting. All right. You got to have an offer on those door hangers. That's pivotal. You can't just say, hey, we're here, right? No. There needs to be an offer, something that benefits them as well, all right? And then we do send gyms, right? We send a send gym mailer to 50 surrounding houses. We do the radius bomb, all right? So if I'm there and I'm quoting Eric's house, his 50 neighbors are all getting something saying, hey, we're going to be in your neighborhood. Your neighbor called us, and you're eligible for 20% off, all right? Boom. That gets them to call. Right? Then they see, so that's the send gym, they see our yard signs, right? They start seeing us a lot more. We show up, we put yard signs going into the neighborhood. They see our car in the neighborhood doing the estimate. They get another door hanger, which I missed there, right? And then they get another send gym when Eric buys from me saying, hey, your neighbor unlocked 20% off for you. Now's the time to buy, right? And then they see our box truck back in town or back in the area doing the job. And then we send a canvasser in there to knock on all the doors and say, hey, we're doing a job down the street. We got these stupid little plastic bags that come on every single gutter elbow. And sometimes they blow away, right? So if one comes to your house, please don't yell at us. Just call us and we'll come and take care of it for you. I'm so sorry that happens, but it's a horrible design for manufacturer, right? While I'm here, I'd love to help you and give you a free assessment on your gutter. Boom, done, all right? And then we repeat steps 5 through 10, just on repeat for life, all right? That continues to happen. Our customers are getting touched by us 6 to 10 times before they ever call us, right? Who knows, when you go to Amazon to look at something, you're probably buying it from Amazon, right? You don't go to Amazon, look it up, and be like, all right, cool, I'm going to drive to Walmart and check it out and see if I can get it for a few dollars less. No, you go to Amazon because that's the name that you know, and when you show up as the name that they know because you've touched them 6 to 10 times, right? They're going to buy from you too, all right? And that's what we experience. That's how we see 60 to 70% closing rates every single week at premium pricing, all right? So now you know how to make it rain, all right? So now you guys get to say, I'm a rainmaker. I saw all you guys taking notes, so I'm a rainmaker, all right? You guys implement that in your business, and it will rain leads. I can promise you that. And then you got to figure out, all right, oh, I forgot this, all right? Now I win bigly. We got to say I win bigly. You guys all got shirts. I win bigly, all right? Thank you. Thanks for playing along with that, all right? I love winning bigly. So now we're on admin, all right? We got to catch all these leads, all right? We got to make sure that they're coming in the way that they need to be coming in and that they are getting booked into calls, all right? So the phone script, the secret to it is you got to make them commit without being inconvenient, all right? So you got to ask the right amount of questions that isn't too personal, that isn't annoying, but you got to get enough information for your sales staff to be properly accommodated, all right? So you get their personal info off the start, right? Right off the rip. Hey, what's your name? What's your address? They're expecting to give you all that stuff so you can give them an estimate, right? What caused you to call today, all right? Not what caused you to call. What caused you to call today, right? What is happening? Oh, you know what? I had water drip down my neck, and it just pissed me off walking in my house. That water dripped down my neck. I need a gutter there. Okay, perfect, right? So now we get to show up and we get to sell that you don't have to have water drip down your neck anymore, all right? How long have you known about this issue, right? We want to know how long they put up with it, right? If it's something that just happened, oh, this is the first time I've ever had it happen, great, guess what? They're ready to buy. They're an emotional buyer, right? Oh, I've been dealing with it for 6 years. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tougher sell, but we can do it, right? How old is your roof, right? When we're selling gutter, that's something they're like, what? I'm calling for gutter. Why do you care how old my roof is? Well, you see, Mrs. Smith, if I showed up and put gutter on your house and you need a new roof, and then 6 months from now you decide to get that new roof, the roofers are going to trash this brand new gutter. Or they're going to take it right down, and then you have to pay me to come back again. I ethically can't put gutter on your house unless you really, really want me to if your roof is shot, all right? So I'm just trying to make sure that you're doing these projects in the right order. And they're like, oh, okay, that's pretty darn cool, all right? Have you ever had water in the basement? Can we inspect your basement and see if any of the block is wet? Right? Nobody else does this, all right? And then how did you hear about us last, all right? When you do these extra things, you get to ask for things that you don't get to, other people don't get to ask for, right? Admin automation, right? The confirmation of their estimate, right? Background check of the rep, okay? We send background checks on all of our sales reps to the customer, right? Payment options, we want them to know that they can finance us, that they can do 0% for 12 months or whatever the other payment options are. Common FAQs, right? We need to know what FAQs are out there so we can educate our customers so they're educating themselves before they show up. And then the reminder, right? The day of reminder, hey, we're on our way, right? So, is this beneficial to you guys? Are you guys getting things from this already? All right? I'm giving you guys all the little secrets to it. Some of you guys are probably doing a lot of this already, but is it beneficial? Do you have one nugget that you could implement in your business already? Yeah? All right, perfect. All right. Step 3, sales, okay? We got to go and sell some stuff now, all right? We got to direct the rain to its proper place. All right, how do we get our sales reps to be the best? They need to believe that what you're offering is the best, all right? How do we do that? We got to sell them. We got to sell our reps on what we're offering them, all right? These customers, we need to be extremely ethical. There's no such thing as a perfect gutter cover, amen? All right, so we tell them there's no such thing as a maintenance-free gutter cover, right? This one requires this much maintenance, this one requires this much maintenance. If anybody tells you anything different, they're lying to your face, right? So we teach them that. We train and educate, and then mental prep, right? We got to teach our sales reps to be able to show up and be on the spot every time, all right? They need to know what they're saying and what they're doing. They can't be dealing with baby mama drama or whatever on the car ride there. They got to put that phone away and do their thing, all right? And then their confirmation call. They got to call the day before. We have them call and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, I'm super excited for our appointment. Looks like you had some water in your basement on this side. I'll be able to look at that when I'm there, right? Yep, cool. All right, I'm looking forward to finding a solution for you. Boom, that's it. And then on the way call. This is the one magic trick in sales that you guys need to implement today. I'm intentionally 2 minutes late on every single sales call. All right? And you're like, well, that's kind of weird. But I call them and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, I am so sorry. I'm running 2 minutes late. My last appointment went a little bit over, and I got to stop at the gas station and use the bathroom. All right? But while I'm there, can I get you some beef jerky or Mountain Dew or whatever? You offer beef jerky, and they're like, dang, all right. That's the most expensive thing in the gas station, right? So 9 out of 10 people say no, right? But every now and then you get, you know what? I would love a Mountain Dew or a root beer or whatever, right? But it just breaks the ice, okay? But I'm intentionally 2 minutes late. When I say I'm going to be 2 minutes late, I shut up for like 5 seconds. They're like, oh, well, thank you for letting me know. You didn't need to do that. I mean, it's only 2 minutes. Well, Mrs. Smith, my mama raised me the right way. If I'm going to be late, I'm going to let you know, all right? And you just let them go. You're just building that rapport, all right? Directing Rain to their proper place still, right? Where we park the car, all right? This is pivotal, right? I've got sexy sales cars in my company, all right? So when they show up, I need them front and center so that the customer sees them the entire time, all right? So I show you guys where we park the car, why we park the car there so that the customer sees it, how many times we go out to that car throughout the process so that the customer is watching us walk to it and just staring at our car. All right, it's branding. It's burning the image in their brain. All right. You need to inspect what others won't so you can ask for more than others can. All right. So we're inspecting their basement. How many times did you inspect a basement when you did gutter for 20 years?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Unless it was brought up.
Exactly. Unless it was brought up. When you do that, nobody else is doing that. All right. Some of y'all don't have basements where you live. I get that. You can inspect crawl spaces and you'd be a real baller if you did that. Right. If you can inspect that, South Florida, all right, I sold gutters in Sarasota, Florida for a while, and I would inspect people's tile. And if they had tile pops, I would blame it on the foundation settling, right? Because that's what happens, right? The water dumps right at the bottom of their foundation and sinks in, and then it causes the foundation or the slab to heave-ho and pops their tile, all right? So there's a lot of things that you can be doing there. Everybody wants to buy. People don't want to be sold, all right? They don't call you just to, oh, I'm just curious what gutter is all about. No, they want to buy. They don't want to be sold though. They don't want to feel like, I just left a used car sales lot, all right? That's not what they're after. That's why we educate them. And then last and most importantly, we need to date the client, all right? So how many of y'all in here are married? Married men in here? All right, married women, all right? So when you met your wife, did you just go on the first date and then never call her again? No, right? We had to pursue her, and our clients want to be pursued as well. Now, don't actually physically try and date your clients, please, but you want to date them, all right? You want to call them, follow up with them. They want to be a priority in your life, all right? Nobody wants to give you money and feel like they just got one night standed, all right? So you're going to suck at all this in the very beginning, all right? But eventually, you're going to suck less, all right? And you're going to get good at it. So now you're in control of where the rainwater goes, all right? So let's say I'm in control. I'm in control. Let's go. All right, we are in control now. So now we get to over-deliver big time, all right? This is where ops is where you get to over-deliver. Ops over-delivers, all right? So as soon as I make a sale, right, it goes right in our Slack system, boom, and then operations manager calls, hey, Susie Smith, I see that you just bought a gutter job. We're so excited to do that. It looks like it's white. So good news is we'll be able to get that done next week on this day, blah, blah, blah. Does that work for you? And they're like, holy crap, Colin literally just left my house like 6 minutes ago. Yep, Mrs. Smith, we love serving our clients, and we're excited to be there next week at this time. Does that work for you? Yes, it does. Okay, awesome. Cool. So we confirmed it and we scheduled the job right there in one call 6 minutes after the deal happens, right? Then we have tech background checks, right? Mrs. Smith, you're going to have Joe and Bobby come out. I'm going to send you their background checks right now so you know that you don't have to worry about anything when they're on your job site, all right? And then they get reminders, okay? Everybody knows that from the time they sell to the time you install, they gave you money already, all right? They got to feel like they didn't get shafted and just left in the dust, right? So you got to be sending them reminders, follow up, all that good stuff. And then our techs do the on-the-way call, all right? They don't call and say they're not intentionally 2 minutes late. They don't offer gas station stuff, right? They're going to do the thing. And they do the walk around for clarity for both parties. So they show up and they do the walk around, and they essentially, this is just us showing off of how good of notes that we take, how good of pictures our salespeople take, right? We show up and we tell them everything that we're doing. They're like, wow, this company really has it together, all right? And then we do the install, right? And then we do the final walk around, make sure everything matches what we told them at the beginning, and then we get paid, all right? We ask for all right, Mrs. Smith, your balance due is this much money. All right. Okay, great. Let me get you a check. Or can I pay with that with a credit card? Yeah, absolutely. Let me call the office and they'll take your credit card info. Right? We get paid. But then write this down. You got to do the final serve. Right? The last taste in your customer's mouth can't be them paying you. All right? If it is, that's how you don't get reviews like this guy. All right? When you overserve them, what we do is we'll grab the leaf blowers out of the truck. right? And we'll go and clean out their landscaping, blow off their driveway, whatever, after we get paid. We don't start them up until after we get paid so that they can see it. We'll spend an extra 10 minutes just cleaning up their property. When we did garage doors, we'd sweep out their garage or something like that, right? You got to do a final serve so that the last taste in their mouth is, wow, this company went above and beyond. Half of our reviews mentioned that. They even blew out all my landscaping before they left, right? Like, that's just the extra thing where you get to over deliver for your customers, all right? So you guys have unlocked an achievement at this point, right? You're a great steward to your customers, all right? You guys get to be a great steward. So then we get the most coveted part of what Gutter Launch is, all right? Everybody in here has mentioned at some point that they struggle getting employees, right? At some point in your business, you might be handled now, right? You might be good now, but who here has struggled getting employees? All right, okay. I haven't. All right, I haven't paid to hire an employee in 4 years. All right, I've not paid Indeed. I've not paid ZipRecruiter, Facebook, anybody. All right, I just don't believe in it. All right, I don't believe in giving them money when really, really good ad copy can make all the difference. All right, so Anthony Eriks, I was coaching him when I was a Conquer coach. 37-year-old business. He's a second-generation owner of it. They were doing about $5 million a year. All right. Before we were working with Colin, we were lucky to get maybe 6 or 7 applicants a week. After our first post with Colin, we were getting 70 to 80 applicants per week. This was for they do restoration, right? So wet basements, things like that. They do restoration. He was looking for entry-level technicians, all right? We've used the same formula and processes that he taught us on multiple job postings since then, and the results have been exceptional, all right? This company owned their market, all right, and they were still struggling to get people, but I'll teach you what we changed, all right? So we use the platform called Career Plug. It posts on ZipRecruiter, Indeed, all that. It posts on all of it for you, all right? So you don't need to post on 16 different pages, all right? And then our ad copy, you need to focus on the benefits boldly, all right? You want those benefits, line items, all right? 401k match, health insurance, SIT company uniforms, play with a squirt gun all day, right? Whatever your things are, right? You got to focus on those. Awesome company trucks, right? Company breakfast every Tuesday. Focus on those benefits. You can get as silly as you want with these things, right? But then your requirements, your must-haves, very, very small, all right? I literally put on almost every single one of our job ads, must have a driver's license and not show up drunk or high. That's it, right? Simple. People are like, oh, I like to get drunk and high, but I can not show up drunk or high. Like I'm good for that, right? So that's simple, right? And then you always put the highest pay, all right? So our gutter techs make $40 to $50 an hour, all right? So when we're hiring a trade apprentice, we put $50 an hour on it, right? And that attracts people big time. And very, very, very rarely do they get to the interview process and be like, dude, I thought I was gonna make $50 an hour, right? No, because the way the interview process goes, they understand, all right? Interview process, all right? We do an email or text for a 10-minute phone interview, and this is very, very quick, all right? Just some simple, basic questions like, what's an okay amount of days to call in 1 month, all right? Tell me about a time you had a disagreement with a manager and how that played out, all right? Just simple little things like that. And then we do an in-person interview with a manager. This cannot be you. I don't care if you are owner-operator right now. Find somebody to interview your future employee for you, all right? Find someone that you trust. It can be your dad, your sister, I don't care, right? Have them interview somebody for you, and they're your head of HR or something like that, right? Have them do that interview because it props you up in the position of the company that you are aspiring to be in, right? And then you do an in-person interview with you or another manager, all right? So I don't do any interviews anymore. It's 2 managers, all right? So that's how we go. Unless it's a high-level manager, then I'll be involved. But and then we do the onboarding, right? All the onboarding. They show up. We have it all printed out, ready to roll for them, right? They got a checklist. This is everything you're doing today, and then they go through all of our training, right? Here's the training. The goal for onboarding new employees is to turn them from a liability to an asset at the fastest speed that you possibly can, right? We all know that hiring a new guy, when you hire a new guy in window cleaning, how long does it take you to train him? Couple minutes?
For window cleaning?
Yeah.
Couple weeks, month, maybe.
Couple weeks, month?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
To be efficient.
Right now,
Yeah.
and they've only, some of them
Right. Okay. Okay, perfect. Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. A week to a month, somewhere in there. All right. Well, what we do is, most of you guys have seen the platform, right? They go through a full LMS. It teaches them all the gutter terms, and they test on all the gutter terms. Teaches them all, like soffit, fascia, all the tools, everything that they possibly need to know about seamless gutter. And then they learn the admin side of it, so they know how to actually use our CRM properly. And then they learn the install side and the sales side. All right, we cross-train everybody in our company regardless of their position, because I want my sales reps to know what they're doing, so when they show up, they can actually quote a job the right way and not put our techs in a crappy situation. And I want my techs, when Susie neighbor comes next door, like, hey, can you guys quote me when you're done, right? They can go over and they can get a commission, all right? That's what I want happening. I want everybody to have equal opportunities in our company to shine. I want my admin to understand why they're asking these questions on the phone, so that they can set the sales reps up for success, all right? It's all a cohesive unit. That's how we do that. With technicians, we do a training pay. We do a 3-day tryout, all right? So we pay them $150 cash at the end of every day, so they don't need to show up the next day. I don't want them to show up holding out for that end of the 3-day pay, all right? They get paid at the end of each day, and they don't need to show up again, right? If they do, sweet. So after that, we hire them on for 3 weeks, all right? They get a 3-week probation period where they are reviewed twice a week on every skill set, everything from their breath to their skill set, all right? We need to let them know, hey, dude, you stink every day when you show up. Hey, you can't wear those pants because they are filthy, or whatever, right? All the way down to their smoking and their skill sets, right? You're doing this at a speed of this, right? It needs to be a speed of this. So we review them twice a week so they know what they need to work on and what they can get a little more laxed on, all right? So that they can better their lives. And then after that 3 weeks, we reevaluate, right? So we start them in Michigan, it's at $17 an hour. And after 3 weeks, they go from 17 up to $25 an hour, right? Wherever their skill set puts them at, all right? Our lead truck, our lead guy, is the only one that's performance-based pay, all right? So we'll say they do a $5,000 job in a day. We pay the truck 10%, all right? Of that 10%, that $500, their helper pay comes out of it. So if they work 7 hours that day, their helper's making $20 an hour. It's 140 out of it. Lead guy makes $360, all right? That makes sense. Pretty simple how we set that up. It creates a little mini business owner out of your lead guys, and just does a lot, right? It makes them have accountability to themselves, right? They're checking their helpers. They don't want to mess up, all right? They don't want their helpers to mess up because it comes out of their pay, right? So we control our cost by controlling this, all right? All right. When you have employees like that, you get to change lives. All right, my lead techs make what?
I was just saying, you've changed my life.
Oh yeah, she's one of my employees, right? So when you have employees like that, you change lives, right? I've got lead techs that make $1,500, $2,000 a week. All right, they came to me broke as a joke. They're buying new vehicles that, for the first time in their life, they don't have to worry about their vehicle dying on the way to work. All right, we've had guys buy their first home, first generation homeowners in their families. All right, these are the type of changes that you guys get to make in people's lives when you build an actual business like this. All right, you get to change their lives. Right? Who wants to change lives in here? All right, who is changing lives? I know you are. I know you're changing lives already. All right, so here it is. Huge offer. We're closing this up right now, guys. All right. Thank you all for bearing with me. All right. This is my first time ever presenting this live. Okay. So thank you. Thank you very much. So the huge offer. All right. Gutter launch goals. Real quick. Launch businesses straight into businesses rather than self-employment. All right. That is our number one goal. Just like Eric here, he was never on the truck. Right. He sells and that's it. He could hire a sales rep tomorrow. Right. Just like Wes, all right? Yeah, right. Just like Wes, all right? Wes is almost off of the sales, and he's completely off the truck, right? That's our goal with this. We want to build a community that will war together, all right? Our Facebook group is very live and active, right? We are constantly supporting each other in the Gutter Launch exclusive group, all right? This is a fun group to be a part of. We have daily prompts that go out that are not just about your business, about your personal life, about this, right? About giving, how we're giving this week, all right, what we plan to give. This is much bigger than just building a business. We've seen families restored. Eric is one of them. All right. Eric went from working 70, 80 hours a week and his wife crying, saying, I can't do this. I can't keep living like this, to now he's home for dinner every night, almost every night. Right. And then dream vacations. Right. Everybody has a dream vacation. Right. We've all got that one thing that we want to do. Wes, you want to just go live in the woods and shoot bears and stuff, and I'll be right there with you. But so we want to unlock those dream vacations. And we want the real whys completed. All right. Eric has a really cool why. Big brother, big sisters, combined with Jesus Christ saved his life. Right. So he wants to be a part of Big Brother, Big Sister and implement something even greater than regular Big Brother, Big Sister program, right? So this business is just a tool for him to do that, all right? We've all got whys. I've got a guy that just left a religion, right? Got completely his and his wife's family said, no, we're not talking to you anymore. You're dead to us, right? All because they left a religion. And so they're moving to the beach. They've always had this dream of living at the beach, but they didn't because they need to be around their family and their religion. So they're moving to the beach, right? They're in gutter launch, and he's like, Colin, I've been self-employed for 7 years, something like that. And he's like, my family is already being restored, and we haven't even moved yet. We move in 2 weeks, right? But we see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we know that I will never be a slave to my business again, right? Thank you for that. And that's really, really cool when we can see that happen. It's happening all over the place, guys. I got guys in Maryland. I got guys in Boise, Idaho, down to Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, South Bend, Indiana, all over the place that are experiencing these same results, right? They're getting to do their real why in life, right? And their business is just a tool. So, gutter launch platform. I want to show you guys this really, really quick. All right, I'm going to zip through it. So it's all online and app-based, all right? So you get a login to it, and you can put your employees into it and all that good stuff, all right? But everything, I'm sorry, it's super hard to read, but you got coachable moments with me, initial startup stuff. This is getting your LLC, your insurances, all that good stuff. Training your employees. Training your employees is super, super simple. You click on that, you put their name, their email in, boom, it sends them to the LMS. They get to watch everything in it. That's how Eric's trained his employees. That's how Wes trains his employees. That's how Alex and Kiwi train their employees, right? That's how that works. Admin, everything. These are all videos, okay? Video like this on every single thing, right? This is a crappy video. I paid a bunch of money for professional videographers, all right? This is just my computer, but all these, all the install, all the sales, all the admin have actual real high quality videos showing you screenshots, this, that, how to do everything, all right? How to quote, how to literally me parking a car in front of the customer's house, all right, and where I park it, all right, me winding up an extension cord, all right, because not everybody had a grandma whoop their butt because I left the hose out in the middle of the yard, right? I had to learn how to wind it up when I was 5 years old, all right? Not everybody grew up that way, all right? So all of this, right, gutter install, if we were to click on that, which I can't right now because it's just a screenshot, it would take up this whole thing, all right? It would be every detail that you need for training somebody how to install seamless gutter. It's not going to teach them how to solder copper. It's going to teach them regular aluminum K-style gutter, all right? And that's it. So, all of that. Does that make sense? Is that like, let's see, which one do we have? Oh, we did click on the gutter installation one, right? So this is all gutter install. Customer walk around, connecting to the house to power, properly placing ladders, extension ladder safety, how to measure the gutter, sending the measurements to the other crew member, right? That simple of things, right? All of that, right? I made this, again, as simple as I possibly could so my 7-year-old son could do it, all right? That's my lens on all of this. And if something doesn't make sense when you guys get into this thing, I want you to let me know. All right, if something's missing, let me know. I will add it. All right, because my goal for this is for you guys to not need me. All right, for you guys to take this and just run. All right, don't need that. Again, remember, we're getting resourceful. All right, we got to think about how can I afford this, not I can't afford that. All right, not having money is the exact reason that you need this. All right, if you don't have enough money for this, it's the exact reason that you need it. All right, because as an entrepreneur, you should have money, right? You should not have spent your last money to come here. I mean, it's a good thing, right? But it's not the best thing, all right? You gotta be making money, right? A poor entrepreneur is not an entrepreneur, right? So we gotta make money. The average gutter truck, again, in the world is doing 10 to 12, or in the U.S., sorry, $10,000 to $12,000 a week. Our gutter launch trucks are doing $25,000 to $30,000 per week. This is not a BS number. This is a real factual number that all of our trucks are hitting, right? When they're fully operating. All right? If the absolute only thing this gives you, right? If you guys buy this and it gives you $3,000 per day that the truck moves in gross profit, is it worth it still? You'll know in a minute. You can make that decision, all right? But what if it changes your existing company? What if all this stuff that I just showed you, the sales process, the admin, the operations, all that, you take it and you implement that into your existing business, all right? Remember, we want to steal stuff, guys. We're not here to try and recreate the wheel. I want to give this to you so you guys can take it, all right? I want you guys to steal it. I want you to take my bridge and put it there rather than try and build your own, all right? So what if it changed your existing business? Added an additional $500 a day. What would that do for you and your family? What if it was $1,000 or $2,000 a day? What would that look like? Think about that. What else could you spend $15,000 on? A wash skid is what, $30,000 these days, right? They're not cheap. 25? I have no idea what they are, right? 25 grand. All right, 25 grand. A lawnmower. Anybody? Any lawnmowers in here? No? Okay, lawnmowers. They're not cheap. You get a commercial lawnmower, they're 15 grand. It's ridiculous, all right? It's not ridiculous, they make money. But you could buy an old truck, and I say an old truck because you're gonna buy a truck with 180,000 miles on it for 15 grand these days, all right? It's just the world we live in now, all right? You can't buy 98 Chevys anymore. It just doesn't work. So they're dead and gone. You could get a new bathroom, right? You could get a new, smaller bathroom. You could get part of a kitchen. I know because I just did a new kitchen, right? Very small part of a kitchen for $15,000, right? You could get some new furniture, all right? These are some things you could get for $15,000, all right? So 15% of $0 is nothing, all right? 15% of $100,000, that's some money, right? Who would take that? I already told you guys this part. I'm not going to do that again. Speed, all right? We all want to be on the airplane versus the bicycle, all right? The airplane versus the car, right? Am I right? Nobody wants to drive back home. I mean, some of us are, like myself, like you, right? But we'd rather take an airplane if we could, right? Because it does matter, all right? So we need to know where you guys are at. If any of you guys have questions, now would be a fantastic time to ask those. Yeah, let's hear it.
Who's grabbing the phones?
Who's grabbing phones?
Yeah, when the phone rings, who's answering the
Admin. Your admin team. We don't do that. So this is a great question. So this isn't like you're part of my company. All right. I don't have a call center for you guys like that. This is your own business. So admin you'd be hiring an admin to grab your phones.
Is there a marketing budget that's associated for paper prints and digital
Yes.
ads?
Yeah. Great question.
What additional is that on top of that, right?
Yeah, perfect question. So I always recommend 600 yard signs to get started, right? And that runs, Joanne's not in here, is she? She bought all the yard signs. I think it was like $1,800 or something like that, $1,900 for 600 yard signs. And then we get 2,000 door hangers for I think like $350, something like that. That's your print that you need. And then I always recommend getting started with Facebook ads right away. And then also getting a website built, of course, right? So Facebook ads and website, you're going to be another few $1,000s into that, probably $3,000 into that, right, Alex? What is that? Yeah. Okay. You're the guy for that. So another $3,000 into that.
Yeah. But you've got the who that ends up doing it.
Exactly. I've got all the who's. So everybody in there. So when you guys go through here, let me see if I can get back to it easily. Maybe.
And that's where the credit cards come in.
Yeah,
The 0%.
that's right. That's right, because it's going to pay for itself. Okay, so when you click on marketing, where is marketing? I'm looking right at it. How to market, right there. Okay. The video will tell you what to do, but there's links for everything. All right, we got links for your t-shirts, where to buy your company shirts, where to buy your print work, where to buy your yard signs, where to buy your gutter machine, who to use for Facebook ads and Google ads, who to use for your website, all that. I've got direct links with discounts. These are guys that do all of my stuff. All right, I'm only putting in here people who do my stuff. I recently changed who does my Facebook ads, and so I got rid of the old company in there, and it's only Alex and Kiwi now, right, and their company. So they're incredible. But
How do you know how much the 10% is? Are you linked to their CRM or
Great question. Yeah, QuickBooks. So we get view-only access into your QuickBooks. And that's it, view-only access. And then we're obviously tracking some KPIs, right? We know that your materials should be about 20%, right? And so if your materials are $50,000 and you're only showing $60,000 in revenue, we're gonna be like, hey, what's going on here, man, right? But this is the honor system, right? At the end of the day, we're trusting you guys. We're putting a lot of faith that you guys are gonna be respectful of us, right? Because it's not just my money, right? I've got all of these people here that are part of this team that have put their heart and soul into helping me build this over the last year and a half. And yeah, so that's how we do it. We just use QuickBooks view only access. So, yep. Yeah. Any other questions? That was a great one. I'm going to zip through these real quick.
Like the employees, you said through your procedure manual, basically, that they collect the check, collect the money?
Yeah, I have my employees, my technicians at the end of the job, because they're there, collect a check. Yep.
Are they receiving that commission too? Is there
Yeah, no. So our sales reps do get paid commission. They get a 9% commission. But our technicians are we pay the truck 10%, right? And so the lead guy, but they don't get anything off of that, like one check, right? They don't get paid based on if that check gets collected or not, right? They get paid on the job total. So if the job was $4,000, they're getting 10% of that, $400, right? So they don't, yeah, it just comes to the company and the company sorts that out after. Does that make sense? Does it? All right, how can I clarify that for you? Help me out. No? You're good? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, let's hear it.
What is, obviously you got to get a truck and all of that. Can we go
Yeah.
back to that page? What is my actual, what's the investment actually?
Yeah, here, let's go to this.
The supplies,
There's a whole different thing. Yeah, there's a whole big chunk. Perfect. That's what I got that right here on FAQs. All right. So the truck, all right, there's a couple different ways that we can do this in the seamless gutter world. All right. You can buy a box truck, which is my preferred method, right, and what we do at all of our locations, because unfortunately many don't know how to drive with a trailer these days, and so we do box trucks. All right. A box truck, a brand new one, about $50,000. All right. You can fully finance that with the bank, right? But $50,000 for a brand new 15-foot box truck. All right. Eric just got one. Wes is running in a trailer, right? And yours a 14x7 trailer is what you got? Yeah. Okay. I've run, and my old setup was a 14x7 trailer. There's pros and cons to both, right? So you can buy a box truck, you can find them on Facebook Marketplace for $5,000, or you can buy a nice one for $50,000, right? Gutter machine, same situation. You can find a used one for $5,000-$6,000, or you can buy a brand new one for $12,000-$13,000. All right. So you'll have those expenses. Your small tools, right? Your ladders, your drills, your hand tools, your hand snips, all that good stuff. You'll be about $5,000 into that. So.
You've got to buy the roll of aluminum.
Yeah. So then your initial material, I always recommend buying a full coil, right, rather than buying just enough for that one job, because you pay almost double the price. So you buy a full coil. That's about 900 feet of gutter on one coil, 900 feet. You buy that full coil at $3.50 a pound, and it's, so what's 350 times 350 pounds? $3.50 times 350. I have no idea what that is. Anyways, $1,100, something like that. So you buy one of them for $1,100. Most of your suppliers will put you on 30 days, right? You buy some boxes of downspouts, boxes of elbows, end caps, all that good stuff. It's all broken down in there. Your initial inventory purchase. I tell you exactly what I would buy if I was starting from scratch again, right? And how I wouldn't overbuy, right? Because I remember what it was like to not have money, right? And bet on myself, right?
And
You know a lot. Don't say you don't know anything.
so I'm taking it that $1,100 worth of the coil.
Yep.
It's probably pretty heavy. I mean, how do we?
350 pounds.
How do we get that up into the
Yeah. I show you how we do that too, but there's also, like, almost every supplier will load it onto your gutter machine for you. Yeah, they have these really cool booms, and they'll drop it right on your machine for you.
Where
So.
are gutter suppliers?
Yeah, they are all over the country. And that's all in here too, the different suppliers that you can use and how to find them, how to get them to compete pricing wise for you. I teach you how to do all of that stuff. But any ABC supply, almost any ABC supply can get you aluminum. There's Lansing Building Supply, Beacon Building Supply, Michigan Aluminum. There's these little like mom and pop aluminum stores, right? So up in Michigan, we use Michigan Aluminum. They're actually really, really competitive. Wes, who are you using out in Boise?
I use Lansing.
You use Lansing, okay. Eric, I know you're using Beacon and ABC.
I'm going straight Beacon.
Just Beacon. There we go.
They're priced, I mean, they're under $3 a
Wow.
pound.
All right. There we go. So,
And that's even if you buy it, just per job.
right.
There's no upcharge.
Wow. That's really good. So,
So primarily marketing to homes that have already been built. Do you do new construction?
yeah, great question. So, in my model is not geared towards builders and working as a subcontractor. All right, that is a whole different business model, right? You got to be really cutthroat with your pricing in order to compete in that, and I don't like doing that. Right? I don't believe in that model because I believe in paying my employees a boatload of money, right? And that's what I want to do. So,
Builders suck when it comes to paying.
yeah. And they want to pay you 30, 45, 60 days later,
If they
right?
pay
If they pay you.
I'll take it 3 months, but
Right.
if somebody finances gutters, when you get paid for that?
Right on front. Yeah, so we use, shoot, I'm drawing a blank. Joanne, what's the company name? Acorn Financing. So we use Acorn Financing, and they will pay us direct. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to explain?
Yeah.
So Acorn has two options. I'm sorry, I don't know this. But Acorn has two options. There's Acorn Open, which gives the client the option to be paid directly, or you can apply to Acorn Merchant, and Acorn Merchant allows you as a company to be paid directly, and you just request progress payments from your client.
Right. So you get paid immediately, essentially. Right. In part, like, guys, just so you're aware, that's how automated my business is. I don't know all the ins and outs of every little thing like that.
Do we have to offer that part of it? I mean, can we just?
You don't have to. No, you don't have to offer financing. No. It's really easy though. They just they do it on an app, right? Like that's why we went with this company because it's all they just give them their iPad and here apply. So.
Their fees depend on which loan the client chooses. So on the open side, the client gets sometimes upwards of hundreds of different options of loans from different lenders and different loan terms. But then with merchant, you get to pick which 3 or 4 loans you offer as a company. So you get to pick what you want to pay in fees, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. What else we got?
Can I just jump on that? I just feel like kind of in the gutter industry, I mean, it's very rare that somebody really needs to finance the gutters anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I've offered it, and most of them are like, well, it's only $7,000 or $5,000. Like, why would I want to
Right.
get that for that?
Right.
It's very rare anyway.
And what do you say, like the 4-inch gutters are shit and 6 inches is what most people should do or something like that?
It's a great question. Yeah.
In my opinion, because I've been doing it for years, 2x3 downspouts are just, to me, are becoming obsolete.
Yep.
You go with a 6-inch, 90% of the people I've put gutters on, they prefer 3x4 oversized, of course, the oversized with the 6-inch gutter.
Right.
And these things, these machines, they can do either one or, yeah.
Yeah. So you can buy a combo machine that does 5/6, or what I recommend is go 6-inch only. Unless you're in Florida, like our Florida location is going to do 7-inch gutter only because they're buying a ton of 7-inch down there, right? So Michigan, North Carolina, Colorado, they're all 6-inch only locations. When you're switching machines from 5-inch to 6-inch, you run into a lot of headaches, right? We all know employees mess up stuff, and yeah, right. So when we went from 5-inch or offering 5 and 6-inch to 6-inch only, A, our warehousing became 100 times easier. B, stocking our truck became 10 times easier because we had half the product on it now. And then C, we quit wasting so much material because the guys would forget, like, oh crap, we're next job 6-inch. So then they have to run out 10 feet of gutter, right? They cut the coil, they run out 10 feet of brand new aluminum and throw it in the scrap pile, right? So we quit doing that. And then when they swap machine from 5 to 6-inch, there's something like 45 different adjustments they make. They forget one of them and they trash a bunch of gutter, right? And so now you're running a custom color, right? And now you can't hang one piece of gutter on this customer's home, right? So you're like, all right, Mrs. Customer, I got to order this. I'll see you in 2 weeks when it comes in or whatever. And now you put up this gutter. You don't get paid on it for another 2 weeks because it's not done. It's just a nightmare. So when we went 6-inch only, it eliminated, I'm not kidding, probably 75% of our headaches. Yeah, I strongly suggest doing just one size gutter. Yep. What do we got?
Stacy's got a question.
Stacy, let's hear it.
I was gonna play devil's advocate here.
Please do.
So we're in a really rural area.
Me too.
So does that affect the plan that
Yeah.
you have? Like,
It actually makes it
farther
better.
out
Yeah.
to get the more customers?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways that you attack it. So with us, I'm in a very rural area as well. My entire county has 28,000 people in it, right? I have to service.
It's like 16.
Yeah, perfect. So you're in the same area. Perfect. Good. So we have to travel through 4 counties to service 100,000 people, right? We own that market, and we owned it almost instantly. Because of everything that we do, it became really, really easy to take it over, right? So now we launched outside of Denver, Colorado in Aurora, right? And it's taking a little bit more to own that market, right? It's going to take a little more legwork where Eric launched in like a between us and in Aurora. Yeah, we thought it was very similar to us, but it's actually turning out to be really, really big and with a lot of money. It's cool how you learn about vacation homes and like, oh, this is not reported on USPS's, EDDM website, right? And like you get to learn all those cool things when you're in neighborhoods. And but yeah, so Eric put out 600 yard signs over the course of 3 weeks. Yeah, not even. And he's been booked solid with 3 to 5 estimates every single day. And
Day 3, basically.
what's that?
From day 3.
From day 3, yeah. Just booked solid because he overtook. I mean, I've had countless people find out about Gutter Launch here and come up and be like, dude, I'm seeing, so Eric's a partner with me, all right? So he's one of my national partners, and he's a partner in my one-way exteriors branch. So he owns my North Carolina division, right? And so he just put his feet to the fire and went all in on it, right? And it's just his yard signs. I mean, I think we only got maybe like 5 or 6 calls from that mailer that I put out, right? I spent $30,000 on every door direct mailer with an awesome offer. And yeah, now my location up in Michigan, I'll put out a mailer, I'll put it to 110,000 homes and spend 50 grand on it, and I'll get 200 leads, right? It works. It's still expensive, right? But when you're selling gutter, you can afford to pay $400 a lead, right?
Do you ever have places that are refused to let you have yard signs around?
Yeah, we have that all the time. I've got that in my location, and ultimately what we end up doing, and Eric's got a bunch of those phone calls too, and it's like, look, how can we settle something up here? Because we make way too much money off of yard signs to just stop doing them. Can I donate to the county, to the township, something like that? I'll give you $1,500 a year. I don't care, right? And they're like, oh, yeah. You know what? Let me talk to the people and see what we can do, right?
Does that work?
It does work sometimes, not always, but it does work sometimes. And then other times they're just like, all right, well, we're just gonna take them when we see them. Okay, cool.
So I just did that, and we had that call, we had that talk, So they sent me a certified letter, living in North Carolina, Waukegan County. Like I had to go sign for it at the post office and get it, So I called them, like we talked about, and I said that. So they said they actually sent. So there's actually an application that in those counties that you can fill out before you get a permit. So they, I talked with them and had the conversation. So they're gonna come up with some options for me that I can. Cause I'm like, hey, we'll donate to a charity or something in your county or something,
Right.
So they're actually willing to work something out. Or I told them, I said, hey, if we have to, it's just a business that fine us, it's not criminal, it's just
Right.
business, so it's just a business expense anyway, so we'll just put the signs out and keep taking them, right? So,
Yeah.
they don't wanna do that, right? So,
Right.
Another little trick is if you put them out on like Thursday, Fridays,
Friday, yeah,
they're not working the weekends. They'll at least
Right.
be there all weekend, and
Yeah.
then they get taken.
You guys ever do the telephone pole?
No, I've never done that. I'm
everywhere in North Carolina.
yeah.
State one or the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't done that. I guess I don't have the cojones to do that. So I don't know.
It's a lot of fun.
Is it?
Yeah,
There we go.
Jason Guyman has the
Yeah.
video on how to make your own pole thing. You just put
Stapler.
a hammer stapler, and duct tape it to a PVC pole, and stick the thing in there. And
Oh, that's
it-
funny.
As long as pole as you want.
That's
It
awesome.
works great.
Huh. That's cool. What other questions do we have? Oh shoot! What happened here? I had some good FAQs.
Are you finding you're like replacing old gutter systems that aren't working more often? Or what do you
Yeah,
think?
we probably replace about 50 to 75% of our jobs versus people who don't have any gutter. Yeah. They need gutter cyclically like every 20, 25 years. All right. When their roof gets replaced, they pretty much have to replace their gutters. Right. And then people do really hack jobs. And so if you live in an area that gets snow, right, snow slide off can damage gutters. Ice can damage gutters. So if you do a crappy job, you'll run into having to replace for that. So you had a question.
So, do you run the marketing, I guess, exactly like leaf filter?
Very similar to leaf filter. Yeah. It's very, very similar to leaf filter, except we are not remotely close to as.
What's the big difference in products, I guess?
Yeah. Well, our gutter cover I think is 10 times better than what they're offering. Our sales process is 100 times more ethical than what theirs is because they're telling you that it is maintenance free, and it's not maintenance free. It does require maintenance, and then we're selling it. I mean, we're still making good money on it, right? We sell our gutter cover at $23 a foot, and they're selling theirs at 50, right? And we are industry leading, right? Like a lot of people are like, holy crap, how do you get that much money? We sell it for $16 a foot, right? So yeah, just ethically is the biggest difference. And I don't have sales reps sitting in their house for 3 hours jamming down their throat, dropping their price every $400 every 2 minutes, right? We give them a price, and this is it, right? We educate them on how it's going to work and why it'll work, or why it won't work in their situation, right? So that's the biggest difference between us and leaf filter.
Does leaf filter not install gutters?
They will, yeah. Like one of their biggest offers is free gutter with gutter guards, right? Yeah, they'll tell you you get free gutter or $99 gutters when you buy gutter guards, right? That's one of their offers, but then they mark up their gutter cover to $112 a foot, right? And yeah, I mean it's marketing. It's brilliant, right? It's brilliant. They just need to be a little more ethical, in my opinion. So.
How quickly can you get? Well, a couple things. Number one, do you have all of your own marketing videos and all of that?
Yeah. So really great question. Yeah. So content is actually all created already. All right. So all your Facebook and Google stuff is all created already. As far as websites go, you guys have access to use like my website guy will completely build your website to look just like mine. He'll use the same images and all that stuff if you want, or you can get your own, right? So yeah, yes to that answer.
How quickly can you get the ball rolling on all of this?
Yeah, really good question.
It's
Yeah.
like, let's say I drop a whole ton of money, like it's going to freeze where I'm at very soon.
Yep.
That's going to be a nightmare. But it's like, you talk about training people, I know can be pretty quick, but
Yep.
I don't want to hire people on, train them, and then not have
Yeah.
work for them for
Where are you located?
North Idaho.
Northern Iowa. Okay.
Spokane.
Yeah, that's right.
Spokane.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Wait, were you?
We talked earlier.
Yeah.
Spokane, North Idaho.
It was Spokane. It was Spokane.
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene. Yeah. Coeur d'Alene. Okay. All right. I knew that. I was like, why are you saying Spokane? I thought you were Coeur d'Alene. But
Basically the same city. Spokane
Gotcha.
has 500,000 people, and Coeur d'Alene has 2.
yeah. Right. Yep.
50.
Right. So yeah, you will freeze up there, right? It will get cold, right? But you can still install gutter. We install gutter in northern Michigan all year long. Now the only time we don't is like single digit weather, right? When it gets down, we set a temperature at 15 degrees. If it's under 15, we don't go out, right? And that's just for guys' safety and making sure they don't lose their fingers.
Ladders up in the snow.
Yeah, we absolutely do. Actually, when you set ladders up in snow, they actually stick really, really well, unless you put them on like cement underneath, right? But
those ladder pullers with the metal feet, they stick better than.
yeah, it's like putting a ladder in sand almost, man. Like it's pretty cool. So yeah, we install all winter long, other than when it's really, really cold. I don't know how cold it gets in northern Idaho.
Doesn't really get
Yeah,
cold.
right.
Stays about 20.
Okay, there you go. So you'll be able to install all winter long, but it will slow down, right? It will. I mean, maybe not in Coeur d'Alene with 150,000 people or Spokane, right? Because life just kind of keeps moving, right? In my neck of the woods, we're very heavily like tourist town, right? So everything really shuts down. But yeah, we are able to keep rolling. I mean, we go from $25,000, $30,000 every week in season to $10,000, maybe $15,000 in January and February, right? It's just enough to keep some food on the table for the guys, right? But those couple weeks when it gets really cold, we just lay them off and they get to collect on enjoyment. So, yeah.
And then how long before the money starts?
Yeah. Sorry, good question. So you have an existing business, right? Would you add it into your business or start a whole new business? Be a new business. Okay. So if you're starting it from scratch, right, you got to file the LLC, get the EIN, do all that fun stuff, right? So that's usually a couple weeks. Get the website built, which is another, that can be done in that same time.
But I
Facebook.
Be hiring and training during that time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you gotta. I wouldn't start hiring and training yet. I would once your marketing starts and you start selling jobs, then start hiring and training. And when you do this, like this is what we did with Eric. He started selling, and it was, hey, we're booked out 2 or 3 weeks, right? We can get to you in 2 or 3 weeks, and that was it, right? So once he started collecting jobs, then we hired people. So then they had full-time work. It wasn't this sparse like, all right, I got a job, we can go do it, right? It was we built up jobs, hired the guys, boom, and off to the races, and they're going to be booked out for the rest of their life, right?
How are you supposed to put a buffer between you and the prospective employee if you are brand new? So like if you're interviewing somebody and you say, have them talk to a manager or have admin in place, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so ultimately, right, worst case scenario, you can just be that guy, right? You can do the first interview. Now, what's that? Eric was that guy, right? Now, I've had guys that will go and like, okay, yeah, I'm going to have, one of the business partners will do it and the other business partner will do it. Or they own another business, right? And I'm going to have my manager in this other business interview him, right? There's those options. And something I love doing, and I do this with all of my partners before I ever even really offer it to them, my wife interviews them, right? And because my wife is a discernment, that's a gift of hers, right? And I don't want to, I don't want to do anything without her. Right, so I have her interview my partners, right, or high-level managers even, right. When I hired my GM, it was I need you to make sure he's the right fit for our company, right. And she's not involved in the company at all. She's a homemaker. She raises our kids and homeschools them, and that's her life, right. But bless her heart, and but she gets involved in those big decisions because she has a much better discernment radar than I do. She can read the BS. So, yeah. What I would.
In a couple weeks, basically.
Yeah. So to answer your question, you could start taking leads in 2 or 3 weeks, right? And then that means you're taking 50% deposits, right? So you start making money instantly, and then you hire a team and you start installing 3 or 4 weeks in. Yep. What other questions do we got?
Do you have graphics for vehicle wraps?
I don't, no. So I recommend just going, So it's your own business, right? So it ain't my business. So you guys, your own company name. This isn't, there's no franchise. You won't have gutter launch anywhere on your vehicle or anything like that. Maybe eventually it'd be really cool to have a gutter launch certification that's known nationwide, right? But yeah, that's you won't have to have that anywhere. It's your own vehicle, or it's your own company name, your own company logo, all that good stuff, right? So I have recommendations, right? A link that leads you right to Fiverr that does it all. I love my boy Ryan. and Ryan Kettering, but it'll take him 3 months to get you something, right? And if you want to move quick, you got to go to Fiverr. So, yep. Did you use Ryan?
I used Michael Gregory.
Oh, did you for your logo?
No, I in-house.
Oh.
Teenager that went to UT, was a youth pastor for years.
There you go.
We just worked on it.
My wife designed my logo. She did it. So.
Canva's an
Yeah,
awesome
people
tool.
use Canva all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that too, right? So, yep.
So aside from you and your investment, basically, if I was doing this on a budget to start out, it would be like 30 grand-ish for a truck, tools that.
Yeah, if you paid cash for everything, yeah, $30,000 on the low end. You could go much higher.
Can be done that way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my first box truck was $1,500, right? It was a 1992 Ford Ford E350, sorry, and with a 14-foot box on it, or 12-foot box, I remember, and that thing broke down religiously, right? Every couple weeks, it was in the shop getting fixed, but it's what I needed in the moment because I didn't have any money. And then I ran that thing for a year, and then I bought a truck and a trailer because I wanted to try that. And I went back to a box truck because it was 100 times better. So, yep. Yes, sir.
You did a great job today.
Thank you.
I'll follow up with you maybe next week if that's all right, to maybe chat with you.
Yeah. I'd love to chat with you anytime, man.
I'm going to go check out the vendor area.
Yeah?
I'm closing on a home tomorrow. I won't be back, so this is my last.
Oh, man. All right.
Good for you, though.
Yeah.
So it's
Congrats.
to me.
Where are you buying?
Hendersonville.
Okay. I'm staying in Franklin right now. So,
Can't do yard signs in Franklin. They will.
yeah, they'll get you.
Yeah, for
It's $100
sure.
a pop or not.
There's a lot of them. I see a lot of yard signs, but yeah. So, all right. Great seeing you, man.
Yeah, you take care.
All right. You too, man. So.
You digest this for 24 hours.
24. We're here all day tomorrow. Okay, so I said today only, but it's huge show, right? It's huge wide. So you guys know where I am, but we do need your forms, right? I would love to sign up anybody that can. We'll onboard you guys this weekend because you're not going to do anything tomorrow anyways with it, or probably this weekend. But we'll get you all onboarded this weekend and rocking and rolling, ready to go for Monday. So
And remember, this offer is only for huge events.
it is. Right. So after huge, it's back up. All right. Yeah. Our goal is 100 people. All right. We want 100 people in this, and obviously tonight's showing was a little bit low. We handed out a bunch of these tickets, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there." Apparently, they're coming tomorrow at 3:30. So.
I gave them the option.
Yeah.
But it was dinner time too, so.
Right. Thank you guys
Thank you guys for coming.
for sitting through it. Thank you for putting up with me. This is my first one ever, so I'm open to all feedback. So, thank you guys.